Okay. We'll begin the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First of all, I'd like to welcome Corey Philly, who's our newly elected councilman, and also Paul Brockman, who has recently caucused in to replace District 4 seat of Earl Williams. So welcome, and also we thank Earl for all her contributions in the past.
David, I'd like to chime in there. Welcome to the new guys. Welcome to the ones that are elected. I will be, something to think about as we go to these appointments. I will be resigning the end of January, first part of February.
Okay. Approval of the agenda. I think we're going to add one thing, the funding of we approved it at the last meeting, the Parasol Health, and we just need to decide where we want to pay that out of, and I think probably the logical place would be out of the health fund, 5110. Unless someone has a better suggestion.
Do you want a motion for that now, or you just want?
Yeah, I think so.
You need to approve the agenda, I guess, with the addition,
Yeah,
and then we can talk about that.
You go ahead.
Right.
and do that, David.
I'll just add that
The first,
right after public comments, maybe.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the addition.
I'll second it.
Motion by Kelly, second by Stan. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. 7. Oh, we got full crowd. I'm not used to that. 7-0. Public comments. No one signed in, so I assume we have no public comments. So next we have the, where we want to pay our Parasol out of, and I think we probably should do that, 5110, the health fund. This is fairly closely related to health. That's as close as you can get, in the amount of $44,504. I would entertain a motion to approve that.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Stan,
Second.
second by Gail. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 7-0. Next, we have reorganization of the board. First is to elect a president, and I'm going to nominate Kelly Harding.
I'll second that nomination.
I guess I move the nominations be closed, and we'll take a vote.
Yeah.
All those in favor of Kelly as president, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 7-0. Next week, well, I guess you probably need to take over then, Kelly.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the 2025 attorney contract for the council.
So we got the vice president.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, already missed it. You can redo that if you want to take it back, David.
No.
Okay, so we need a vice president, and I'll entertain a motion for
I'll make
nominations.
the motion with David, agent, vice.
Second that.
Motion made for David Ancient for vice president, made by Stan, seconded by Gail. Any more discussion? Any more nominations? All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. Thanks, David.
You're welcome.
I think the next item on the agenda is the 2025 council attorney contract. David sent that out recently to everyone. Did everybody get a copy of that and have a chance to review? That's Rod's contract. I don't think there's any change in the payment. Looks basically the same as last year.
You want a motion?
Yep, I'll entertain a motion for the,
I'll
To
make
approve the
that
contract?
motion.
I'll second it.
okay, motion to approve the contract made by Stan, seconded by Paul. All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. The next item is the 2025 monthly meeting schedule. Typically, we have our monthly meetings on the fourth Thursday of the month at 5. Is that okay with everyone? Is that, I think Chris probably set up schedules around it. I heard
went
you
ahead
this
and
morning.
kind of figured,
Yeah.
trying to get in line for everything. You guys aren't as urgent as the commissioners because they have a meeting every other week, but yeah, everything's set up to stay the same, but you guys are more than welcome to do whatever.
Okay. And this is, we'll have it scheduled for these dates, the fourth Thursday of the month at 5, unless there's a special meeting or there's a holiday, something like that. So I'll entertain a motion to keep
So
that
moved.
as presented.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made by David to keep it the fourth Thursday of the month at 5, seconded by Stan. All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. Next up is the council board appointments. Do you guys want to do the external first and then the internal, or do you just want to go straight down the list, or how do you want to do it?
I think we ought to do the external first.
Okay, we
That's
can
just
do
my
the I
opinion.
think that's what we've done in the past. So the first one that I have on the list that Chris had put together is the Alcohol Beverage Board. We have one appointment. It's a 1-year term. And I have that we've received a letter of interest from Randy McBrayer.
I nominate Randy.
Okay,
I'll second that.
all right. Nomination for Randy McBrayer to the Alcohol Beverage Board made by David, seconded by Keith. Is there any other nominations? If not, all's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. The next one is, I'm not sure about this Local Justice Reinvestment Advisory Council. It doesn't say that's internal, but I'm not sure. I kind of feel like it is. I feel like it's kind of the community corrections, but I'm not positive on that. Because there's a note here on the bottom, Chris, this paper that you had given us, it says, Community Corrections Advisory Board voted to serve as a local council. So
Who last served in that?
it was Erla.
Okay, that was,
So it would be an internal appointment if that's the case.
Okay, so that one needs to be marked as in.
Okay, we'll just come back to that on internal, if that's okay. Okay, the next one is for external is Property Tax Assessment Board of Appeals. There's 2 appointments, 1-year terms. Letters of interest received from Mandy Jackson, Heidi Dixon, and myself. Commissioners appointed all 3 this morning, so we have 2 open positions that need advertised again. Okay. And we'll probably just have to get the political affiliations of the 2, Chris.
Yes.
I don't think they were on their letters, so we'll have to reach out to them, okay?
Yeah,
And then we'll know for the other 2 what we'll need.
You need a nomination.
No, because these, the commissioners, we only had 3 letters of interest and the commissioners filled the 3.
Okay,
So we just
don't
have to
have any right
re-advertise the 2.
okay.
Do we need a motion to re-advertise the 2?
yeah.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to,
I'll make that motion.
okay, re-advertise the 2 open positions. David made the motion,
I'll second.
second by Gail. All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. The Redevelopment Commission, 2 appointments, 1-year terms. Letters of interest received were John Shear, Bill Dickerson, Kelly Harding, David H. Sherry Flynn, but the commissioners appointed David, myself, and Sherry. So there's 2 open seats and 2 people who were interested.
Bill and
And
John,
Bill Dickerson and John Shear were the letters of interest that we had remaining.
I'll make a motion.
Put both those on.
You want to make a motion for both Bill and John?
Yeah.
We can do them both at the same time.
You can, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Keith made a motion
I'll
to
second it.
appoint Bill Dickerson and John Shear, seconded by Stan Goffin. All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. The next one is Indiana 15 Regional Planning Commission, 1 appointment, 1-year term. Letters of interest were received from myself, Corey, Philly, and Balaji. But the commissioners this morning, they appointed Corey and Balaji. So we have 1 appointment, and I did put in a letter of interest, but if anybody else is interested in serving, you're welcome to. It's up to you.
I nominate Kelly.
Okay.
second that.
Okay. Motion made for Kelly Harding, and by David H. seconded by Paul.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. The next one is the Public Library Board. We have one appointment filling a vacancy left by the resignation of Karen Herwig. Her term ends 12/31/25, and it's typically a 4-year term, but that's when this position ends. Letters of interest received were from Heather Wathen, Joseph LeClaire, and Amanda Roberson. And we have one appointment to fill the remainder of Ms. Herwig's term.
I'd
So-
like to make a motion to appoint Heather Watt.
Okay, motion made by Paul to appoint Heather Wathen,
I'll second that.
seconded by Stan Goffinet. All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm going to abstain from that.
Okay, so we have 6-0-1 with David abstaining. There's only one other one that I saw here that we don't really have to make an appointment because I don't think anybody put their name in. It was the Zoning Appeals Board. Mandy put her name in, Mandy Jackson, but she was appointed by the commissioners this morning, and the council also has an appointment. Donald Newell, his term was at 12/31/24, but he did not submit a letter. I'm not sure we advertised this one for the council, though, did we?
Mhm.
We did?
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
look, hold on.
Well, even if we didn't, we need to
just
re-advertise it.
re-advertise.
He may not be aware
We didn't get any
that his
more.
term expired.
There was just one letter of interest, and there's a commissioner appointment and a council appointment. So I think this is one we're probably going to have to re-advertise. So I'll entertain a motion to re-advertise it.
So moved.
Okay. Motion made by David,
Second.
second by Gail. All's in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes 7-0. And I think that's all the external appointments. If you want to go back to the internal appointments, we have Perry County Development Corporation Delegate. It's a 1-year appointment. And we have one appointment to make. That was previously held by Erla Williams. And I think Stan's done that before also.
I have done that.
So we didn't have, this is an internal appointment, so anyone on this board that's interested, please speak up.
I'll do it.
Okay,
Nominate Paul.
Second.
okay. Keith makes a motion for Paul to serve in this position, seconded by Corey. All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you, Paul.
Are you going to do that local justice?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Local Justice Reinvestment Advisory Council, which is actually a member of Community Corrections Board. That's what that is. And it's an internal appointment. It didn't say the term. It didn't have a term. I think it's every year, but maybe not. But it was previously held by Erla, so we need to replace that with someone internally.
I'll do that.
You will? Okay. Gail's interested, so I'll entertain a motion for Gail
I
unless someone
nominate
else.
Gail.
Okay. David made a motion for Gail.
I'll second it.
Okay, seconded by Stan. All's in favor, say aye.
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 Abstain.
And, okay, so 6-0-1 with Gail abstaining, not voting for himself. Thank you, Gail, for doing that. The next one is Emergency Management Advisory Council, one appointment, internal, and it's a 2-year term. We kind of had this messed up. In 2023, we appointed David to that, and his term actually ended the end of 24, but we also reappointed him last year, which we didn't really have to do. So there is one opening there for a 2-year term, and it can be a council designee or the council president, which if somebody else wants to do it, that would be great.
I would nominate Corey Philly. I think he has some experience in that
I
area.
think he-
Got a letter in there too. I'll second that.
Okay,
I just question if we should table that one like the commissioners did
That
this
might
morning
be-
to restructure, as they're looking at how it's structured.
Yeah,
if they
we can-
proceed. So
we can
I'm
do
gonna
would you guys
go ahead and
rather?
Motion on table.
Well, we have a motion, yeah. So we have a motion for Corey Philly made by David and seconded by Keith. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All's in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Did anybody say no?
No.
Okay, motion passes 7-0. And they are gonna look at that, you're right, Corey, they said, but I'm not sure that this position will change, the internal appointment, but I think they were looking at the township, people who live in those townships that are on the board that may not live in those, but if something changes, we'll redo that. So the next step is the Personnel Policy Handbook Committee. There are 2 appointments internally on the council, and they're 1-year terms. Currently, David and I serve on that, but letters of interest received were from Corey and I. So,
I think that sounds good.
I'll make a motion.
motion for both?
Sure.
Okay. Keith makes a motion for Corey and Kelly to serve,
I second it.
seconded by David. All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. There's just a couple more here. Courthouse Security Committee, currently Keith serves on that, but it is a 1-year appointment. And we have 1 appointment to that. And so, is anybody interested in that?
I nominate Corey.
Would you do it?
He
Okay,
said he would.
okay. Okay, motion made by Keith, seconded by Paul for Corey Philly to serve on the Courthouse Security Committee. All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. And then we have 1 more. It's the Plan Commission. 1 appointment, I think Keith, you currently serve on that, and it's a 1-year term. So it needs to be an internal council appointment. Is anybody interested?
What about Gail? Gail? You can handle that, can't you?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Hey, Gail.
Okay. Keith made a motion for Gail to serve on this Plan Commission. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Stan. All in favor, say aye.
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 Abstain.
Motion passes 6-0-1. Okay. I think that's all the board appointments for now that we had. The only other thing I have is the next meeting is January 23rd at 5 o'clock. That'd be the 4th Thursday. And if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Stan, seconded by Gail. All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. President.
You're welcome.